Okay, welcome back. This is the third video in the series talking about free bet offers, and so far we've talked about what it is we're doing here, the amount of profit to be made. We've gone through some of the tools that you need. We've gone through the maths so that you understand exactly what bets we're placing and how much profit that's going to generate at the end of the day. So let's skip here and run through a real life example. Okay. So we're going to follow the steps that we had in our Excel sheet, and I'm just going to talk you through actually placing those on the bookmaker site and on the Betfair site. Okay, so if you flick back to the spreadsheet, or remember back to the spreadsheet, the first bet we want to place is with William Hill. It's on Manchester City in the Man United versus Man City game at a price of 4.75, and the free bet amount we're trying to generate is 25, so that's how much we're going to stake. Listed out the steps here as well. So the first step is to place £25 bet with William Hill. So let's do that. Minimize. We're on the William Hill website now, and you can see a reminder at the top about the £25 free bet. So if you haven't done this already, then you need to join now, follow the registration process, and deposit £25 into your account. And then once you've done that, really simple, you just skip to the football section. You find the game that you're looking for. In this example for me, it's Manchester United versus Man City. We find the selection we're interested in. It's already added here, but let's repeat the process just in case. So we find the selection we're interested in, Manchester City. We enter a stake of £25 and we place the bet. Really simple. And the step there is completely finished. That's number one. Okay, flicking back to the spreadsheet. Step 2 is to lay the same selection on Betfair. Okay, so here we are at the Betfair website, and we are going to lay the exact same selection. So you've backed Manchester City on William Hill. You're now going to lay Manchester City on Betfair. Remember, we're laying the same selection. Please don't back Manchester City on William Hill and lay Man United here. It's important. We need to have consistency. So we're looking for the exact same selection, and we're going to lay that on Betfair. So we want the same odds if possible, but we're happy to accept that this is going to be just slightly higher than William Hill. William Hill was 4.75, this is 4.8, and we want to lay exactly the same amount. So we're just doing in reverse what we did earlier, and the reason for that is we are cancelling the two bets out so that we get the free bet without actually costing us any money. So same selection, same price if possible, same stake, place the bet. Now unlike William Hill, that isn't the end of it. We actually have to come back to Betfair and check that this bet has been matched, and what that means is somebody else has accepted that bet and the bet is placed. Until a bet is matched on Betfair, it's not actually on. So we have to be careful before we do anything else that this bet gets matched, and we don't have to take any action to do that. It's just something we need to check back and find. So place the bet and then sit there or go away and come back. Hopefully place this bet a few hours before kickoff so that when you come back at kickoff you can check that the bet has been matched. If it hasn't, there's things you can do. You can lay it off in play. You don't have to panic, it's just you do have to check that it does get matched in order to make sure that both sides of the equation are lining up, if you like. So that then leaves us at step 3 on our spreadsheet, wait for the event to be settled. This varies by bookmaker, but in William Hill's case they credit the free bet after the game, so you have to sit there and wait for the result. And remember, if we check back to our spreadsheet, we know what's going to happen. We know that if Man City win, we're making an overall loss of £1.25. We know that if Man City loses, we're making an overall loss again of £1.25. We also know that very soon after, we're going to get a free bet of £25. So your only job here is to sit and wait, is to sit and watch and make sure that the bets you've placed return what you expected just by logging into your accounts and checking. That's it. No further action. You can enjoy the game without the stress which you usually have placing a bet of whether your team goes on to win. So what happens then? Well, let's go back to the steps. We've already covered this in terms of sums, but let's actually place the bets. So we now have a £25 free bet sat in our William Hill account that we know we can't withdraw directly, so we have to play it again. So we're up to step 4 now. So what we do is we take our £25 free bet and we place that on William Hill. So back on the William Hill website, remember you need to be logged in. By now the spanner is no longer applicable to you. You've already got your £25 free bet. That's what we're trying to use. So now we navigate to the next game where we've already identified a price that's very similar on here as it is on Betfair. In this case it's the draw between Bolton and Everton at odds of 3.3, which if you remember back to the spreadsheet for free bets is exactly what we said the price would be on the bookmaker for the draw between Everton and Bolton. Okay, so now we place our £25 free bet. So we click draw, and here you'll have an option to tick to select to use your £25 free bet. But again, £25 bet on the draw, place the bet, job done. Okay, going back to our spreadsheet, onto the steps, we're now up to number 5, and again we're laying the same selection on Betfair, but this time, you remember our calculations, we're doing it for 70% of our original stake. %, remember we worked out was £17.50. So we go to the Betfair website, we find the same game, make sure it is the same game, because sometimes teams play each other in a short space of time in say the FA Cup and the Premier League. So the same game, same selection, which is the draw. Blue is back, the pink colour is lay, so we're going to lay. We reduce the odds as much as possible, but again we're accepting here that this is 0.05 bigger than it is on William Hill. And then we enter the stake, which remember is 70%, which is £17.50. And then again we place the bet, and because this is Betfair and we have to wait for it to be matched, we do that. We place this bet a couple of hours before kickoff, and then we come back later just to make sure that it's been matched. If it hasn't, we stay on top of it and we try and lay this off during in play. But we're not doing anything earth-shattering here. The bet will be matched. We just need to make sure that you're on top of it. You've not made a mistake with the odds, or you know exactly what's happening in each of your different accounts. Okay, so going back to our spreadsheet, we come to step 6, which is probably the best step of all of them, and we just count the profit. We now know that no matter what happens, we're making a profit of more than £16. Now, even if you accept that we made a loss of £1.25 previously, that means that we're still making a profit of £16.38 minus £1.25, which is £15.13, or we're making a profit of £16.63 minus £1.25, £15.38. So at no cost to you, we've made a guaranteed profit of more than £15 with zero risk, just by doing some simple calculations and placing some simple bets. 6 steps, the 6th of which is just to count your profits. I'm sure you'll agree is very, very simple. And really that's it. So we've done it for William Hill. We placed the initial bet on Man City without a care in the world as to which wins. We placed the second bet on the draw, again not caring which wins and which loses, unless you're bothered about the extra 25 pence that we're getting as profit there. And really that is it. So we're making £15 there, and then all we do is we go on to the next bookmaker and the next bookmaker and the next one, and we keep repeating these steps. So each time we're taking away a profit, and like I say, out of the 760 we lose a bit in commission, we lose a bit with the different odds, so we're shooting for £500. And it really is as simple as that. Repeat the steps for each bookmaker. £500, easy as that. Why doesn't everyone do it? Well, maybe they've not got access to ExpertBettingVideos.com. Thanks, and if you've got any questions about this free bet series or any of the other videos, Don't be afraid to contact us through the website, send me an email, and of course you'll get a personal response as a subscriber. Look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Enjoy your £500.